We'll wait here for you for a moment. With our new background as well. What do you think of the background, Mike?
Yeah, looks good. Having a little nosy. You've got all the consoles that matter, I suppose.
I'll wait till a few people join, and then I'll explain what I went through to make that little image of all those controllers. I've got a really squeaky chair. My new chair's started squeaking a little bit. I need to sit still. There we go.
Have you been playing anything recently, then, John? Minute.
No, I've literally just lived. I've lived on Gran Turismo for the past week.
Yeah.
But what I am actually really looking forward to getting is Aces of Thunder, which is the new like World War II fighter pilot type thing, big new game made by the people that made War Thunder. So it's like a spin-off from that.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a full VR game as well. So I cannot wait for that. And I'm quite lucky. I've got a free copy on the way of that. I've got a free copy for review. So we'll be doing some content on that this week. I'm actually going to make an actual video for the channel. WV has arrived. Hello, WV. Cheney and Jack are in the chat, but they're not here at the moment. Jack is sorting out his car. And Cheney is having a Burger King somewhere on... I don't know. He's been away on a work course or something. What was it you said, Cheney? I think Cheney's gone on a course on how to deal with conflict in the workplace. And it's like, well, maybe they set that course up because I used to work there. I don't know. Yeah, there's only 2 of us tonight, kids, right? It's all good. The rest of us are here in spirit, though. I've just realised I've got my Boo mug, or Emily's Boo mug today. God, this light's really bright tonight on me. Well, we need to get some background music going as well, don't we, on these streams? Shall I maybe see if I can put some on?
Well, you can have a look.
This might all go horribly wrong. Let's see if we can put some background music on. It'd have to be really, really quiet though, wouldn't it? We'll make it as quiet as we can. What have I got that I can throw on here? No, I'll get sued for that. No, I'll get sued for that. No, I'll get sued for that. That's not exciting enough. Oh, I thought I had some good stuff on there. Oh well. Hang on, give us a second.
It's fine.
Give us a second. I'll find something on here. Let's find. I'll go with the old faithful. We'll find the Outrun music, shall we? Where's that going to be? That is going to be under Outrun GT7.
What's it called? Easy Breeze or something like that. Unless you're talking about.
This might be quite loud when it starts.
6.
Right, if I just loop that like that, and then if I turn that music down so it's not going to deafen anybody, and we'll just play with some sounds. I've got a plan here. I've got a plan. Music and monitor only, mute output, monitor and output. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, all right.
Just takes a little bit of edge off of that. Anyway, right. Oh, Emily's in the chat as well. Good evening. I'm slightly dead outside, but alive in spirit. Good evening, Emily. Spot of the Tism. Sly Cooper. Games that need to make a comeback. We're going to get to that, Jack. We're going to get to that. We haven't even started yet. We haven't even started. Stick the old lo-fi music on. Yeah, that's what we've done. The music you had for the racing channel was nice. In fact, that's actually the one that I've put up. We're not doing the Wii channel music. Crikey. Right, Jack's already got his too far down. We need it higher. There we go. We'll do that for now. I've got some viewers tonight as well. Hello. Right, shall we get cracking then, Mike? Let me have a slurp of tea and we'll get going.
Might as well. So it's just been Gran Turismo 7 for you, is it then?
Yeah, pretty much. Looking forward to doing Aces of Thunder. Hopefully tomorrow. Well, it will be tomorrow because that's when it comes out. So, yes. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the OLL show. This is now episode 14 in the relaunched style. I am joined this evening by Mike, but not by Jack and Cheney. As we said, Jack has got car trouble. Well, not car trouble. He's bought a new car and he's got some things to do with it. I don't think it's broken down yet, has it? He's gone all middle class now. What is it? What have you got, Jack? Is it a Qashqai, I think? Is it a Qashqai, I think he said? something like that. And Cheney's been on a work course, so he hasn't got home in time to do it. But we'll hold the fort tonight. Hello to everybody who has arrived for the show. Hello, Kizra. Hello, Jack. Hello, Cheney. Hello, Emily. Hello, WV. How are you all? And anybody who might be lurking across our various channels. Good evening. How are you, Mike? You all right? Toast Monster as well. Oh, a rare Twitch viewer. Ooh, most people watch on YouTube now, so it's nice to see that that's all still alive over there. Woogie Webster is here as well. Hello, Woogie Webster. I knew that doing a little promotional message today would actually bring some people to come and watch us tonight, so thank you so much for dropping in. Much appreciated. How are you, Mike? How are you? Sorry, I kind of just carried on talking after saying how were you.
Yeah, I'm alright. I recently finished the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which I thought was quite good, but I don't think the gameplay did enough to keep once very early in the game I kind of maxed out all my abilities, and then after that it just kind of didn't really evolve. But I really enjoyed the story. It's definitely worth a play. It's a good 12 hours of time, and I'm just finishing off. Yeah, it's not too long. I'm just finishing off Time Splitters Future Perfect, which I've nearly done, and then I've played through all the Time Splitters games.
You've been talking a lot about Time Splitters for the last few weeks. You must actually be looking forward to finally putting that one to bed.
Yeah, well, I'm saving a lot of my thoughts on Time Splitters for later down the road.
Yes.
I've talked before about a series that we're doing where we all play a new game and then we discuss it with someone who's more seasoned with that particular game. John, you've mentioned you're playing through Dark Souls. Yes, somewhat.
I am working through it. I haven't done much of it this week, but I'm confident because I didn't play the first Dark Souls. I don't want to go into it too much because, like you say, we're going to be doing a proper video on this at some point. But I got Demon Souls when it first came out. I heard the hype at the time, and that was so difficult, and I couldn't get into it. Dark Souls, I'd been put off of it. So when Dark Souls rolled around, I wasn't interested. But then Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 and then Elden Ring that came after, I've completely fallen in love with Soulsborne games. Although weirdly, I haven't played Bloodborne, which is strange, because I was Xbox at the time. But then I'm thinking that when I finally get really properly into the first Dark Souls, I should be able to breeze through it. But I don't know if it's going to end up being harder because it's an older game. Am I going to struggle more with this one, Mike?
I don't think so. I mean, weirdly enough, I've played through Dark Souls 1 5-6 times. Part of that reason is because I was going to make a video on it back in the day, and then I just didn't. I kept recording footage for it, and then just did nothing with it. But I kind of love Dark Souls 1, to be honest. I don't think it's that hard to get into at all. Really, it's got its difficult bits, but I still think the first Dark Souls holds up. It's better than Demon Souls, I'd say.
Good.
I like it more than Dark Souls 2 as well. Dark Souls 2 is the weird one.
I couldn't get into Demon Souls with the re-release on PS5 either, which was a bit weird because I thought I'd probably be into that, having done Dark Souls 3 before that. I did try to go back on it, but I never quite got there. Anyway, what are we talking about tonight? Tonight, our main topic for the evening is going to be franchises that need to be brought back. What games need to be resurrected, re-released, remade, or indeed just given more love? What games have been forgotten and neglected over the course of time? What would we like to see come back? I can see that chat is already putting some suggestions in. Jack said Sly Cooper earlier on. That's not a bad shout. I think they did. We've had some of the PS2 stuff has obviously come back and it's still going. Stuff like Jack and Daxter and stuff like that. So I'd say that's a pretty good shout. Has anybody else got anything suggested? Polycomical, good evening, my friend. They would like to have the Tekken Force mode back for Tekken 8. Interesting. Does Tekken still have bowling? Or is it just me? No? Nobody knows?
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I've never played a Tekken game in my life.
Have you not? Oh, mate, you're gonna do.
No,
you have to do Tekken 3 on PS1, mate. That's where you need to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Tekken 3 will be imminent at some point. It's very soon. But yeah, I'm not that fussed about 1 and 2. But we'll see. If there's one thing I'm not desperate to come back as any sort of fighting game franchise, because I just do not. I think it's like one of those franchises which is really hard to get into, and they're incredibly like technical. And I'm more of a single player kind of person, so like just the kind of a lot of the single player sort of stuff just feels weird. It's like you can become really good at the single player, but then do terrible at multiplayer, and vice versa, because the way a computer plays is completely different to how a actual person plays.
Yeah, of course.
With something
of course.
that, like, you know, because I've beaten like characters on like Street Fighter 2 where I've just spammed the same attack over and over again.
I mean, you can still do that in most games, I think.
Yeah, but I just don't think fighting games has ever been very good at teaching me to play it properly. I think they're very hard. Smash Bros is quite accessible, but like your typical, like your Mortal Kombat, your Soul Calibur, your Tekken, whatever, I find them very impenetrable.
So this is something that I found when I had the cafe. I always thought, up until 2017, I thought I was reasonably good at Street Fighter. I played Street Fighter, you know, back in the day, all those years ago. I went halves with a friend and bought the £70 Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I got Street Fighter 4, and then when it was it was like Street Fighter 5 was really the big Street Fighter at the time when I was running the cafe, and we did the Monday night fight nights, and I very soon learned that I absolutely nowhere near as good as what I thought. There is the entire community around it is so unbelievably in depth, but I have huge appreciation for it because those games really are deep, but they can be quite inaccessible to go from that sort of casual point to then being really competitive. It requires so much discipline. You do really have to commit yourselves to that. We've got loads more suggestions coming in. We've got Eternal Darkness, Wiki Webster, Time Splitters, Splinter Cell, Skies of Arcadia, says Kizra. Wookie would definitely like Tekken Bowl over Tekken Force. Emily is demanding Doshin the Giant remake. That was GameCube, wasn't it? The yellow dude. And it was... That got re-released, didn't it? Did it not get re-released? I think they put it on Switch 2 on the GameCube, on the Virtual Console. I might be completely imagining that. I'm not entirely sure. Sleeping Dogs, Bloody Raw. Wow. Tekken Tag Tournament is a fun game, polycomical, I agree. And you also enjoy being able to run away from the ref in a FIFA game. Okay, Sleeping Dogs is a good shout. Yes, absolutely. Oh, hello, Soul Calibur. I mean, Soul Calibur's still going. I mean, it is the fighting game for casual. The latest Soul Calibur was number, I'm going to say 6. Because was 4 the one that had the special characters? Well, they all did, didn't they?
Well, I think I know
4 had Yoda and Vader, didn't it?
The Witcher. Yeah, but I think 5 had Geralt from The Witcher.
That's right. And then 6 had, I'm going to say Ezio, or I might be imagining that. Oh, I don't know now.
I don't know.
But I mean, I would say Soul Calibur is still it's still not dead. Soul Calibur's still there, but it doesn't come around very often, does it? And when it releases, it just kind of like disappears again, pretty quick. Wiki remembers getting his ass handed to him on Mortal Kombat 9, maybe have been 10, by Bill. We need to get Bill back on the show at some point. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We are in touch. Something will happen, I'm sure, at some point. Eternal Champions had a great concept and could be fab with a remake. Everyone's just talking about fighting games now. Let's go back to Rayman being 2D. 4 was the one with Star Wars.
Let's just get a Rayman game, and let's just get a Rayman game in general. Like the last one was Rayman Legends, which was like a long, I think it's like 2014 or something like that. It was released on the Wii U and then later released on the PS4 and Xbox One. Actually, a really, really good 2D platformer, Rayman Legends. I really enjoyed it. But I think Rayman is just due for a comeback in general. I think 2D or 3D at this point. I mean, the closest thing you got to a comeback was the DLC for the second Mario plus Rabbids game, where they had a big Rayman DLC. Well,
that's it. They've all gone on. It's got on to Rabbids, hasn't it? They make all their money that way now. But then it's published by Ubisoft, isn't it? So the chances of getting
Ubisoft
anything at this rate is looking pretty slim, I think.
I think Ubisoft are heavily undervaluing Rayman as a brand because it's not gritty and adult enough. I think
you can't put a microtransaction model on it, can you? You can't transplant a Far Cry map over the top of it.
But did you ever play any of the 3D Rayman games, John? Because I haven't. I know.
I'm going to try and think about it.
Two
I think
and 3. There's only 2 games that have been 3D, which is 2 and 3.
Yeah, it was
2D.
Legends, wasn't it? I did a bit of Legends. But yeah, I mean, this is the problem. Is just Ubisoft. They haven't adapted. You know, they found their little money trick, didn't they, with their open worlds and all that kind of stuff. And they have struggled to find themselves a relevant, up-to-date money spinner. I mean, just to go on what Wookie said in the chat there, the Prince of Persia remake, that would absolutely... I've got it down on my list here, that Prince of Persia needs to be a game that comes back in a proper, meaningful way. And of course, they've just gone and blinking cancelled it, haven't they? So I'm very disappointed with that. But at least we have got Tomb Raider coming back, though, because that was going to be my other big one on the list. So, obviously, Mike, you're the one that came up with the topic tonight, so I'm guessing you might have a couple of games already on your mind that you would like to see return or be brought back from the dead. So, do you have anything that you want to suggest or throw into the ring?
I think there's literally, like, I can think of a franchise from basically every genre. I mean,
oh, wow. Okay.
The 3D... I think 3D platformers, the big ones, like your Banjo-Kazooie... Mm-hmm. You know, Rayman, if it does come back, is 3D. But you've also got other, like, obviously Jack mentioned Sly Cooper. I could take or leave Jack and Daxter, but like there are so many 3D platformers, especially during like the PS2 era, GameCube, and even before that with the N64 and PS1, that I think would be really good to bring back. But I mean, why did we get the remake of the Spyro games but not another Spyro game like we did with Crash? Because they made the Insane trilogy and then made Crash 4, but they never did that with Spyro. Like, wouldn't that be a slam dunk for them to release another Spyro game?
From what I knew at the time, it sold pretty well, didn't it, that Spyro trilogy? It probably wouldn't have performed quite as well as like the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, but then it wouldn't have required like a massive budget to develop a new Spyro game, would it? But I guess they've all just got different
Activision
did
Activision did their thing where they released the Insane trilogy. It did insane numbers, like bigger than anyone was predicting.
Yeah.
And then when Crash 4 came out, it did well, but not as good as the Insane trilogy. So they went, well, I guess no one cares about Crash then, because it didn't sell 100 million copies. It only sold like 10 million. So I guess Crash and Spyro are just dead IPs that we should do nothing with.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just that kind of stupid mentality of like, oh, it made most of the money, but it didn't make all the money, so we're just gonna kill it off.
It's indicative of a greater problem, I think, is, you know, every big publisher, they're all looking for the next big thing, you know, they all want to be the next Fortnite or whatever. But it seems that big publishers are much... I mean, I'm not saying that they don't do it, because of course they do, but you don't see many smaller budget titles that are done kind of as sort of test trials to see how franchises are still popular.
I suppose you had the 2D Prince of Persia game, I suppose, the most recent one.
Yeah, but like do a game like that, see how it performs, see if the genre is still popular, see if there is still an audience for it. You don't really tend to see many of those things, I wouldn't have thought. Sorry, did you have another one on your list before I go into a couple of mine? You said you've got something from every genre, so it's an easy show for me. I haven't got to have much. I'm going to have to have much prep.
We can definitely go back and forth. I mean, I see someone mentioned war games, and one of mine was. So I think this is less of a specific franchise, though. I could definitely think of some, but more so in general. I think there's a lack of story-based first-person shooters. I mean, you've got Doom. But outside of Doom, and I guess Wolfenstein is if they even still making Wolfenstein games. The last one was a couple of years ago now. But it feels like outside of id Software and Machine Gun Games, like I think Machine Gun Game, they made the new Indiana Jones game, I believe. So outside of those,
I think that's what it was. You know, I enjoyed the new indie game. Actually, it was quite good.
Outside of those two publishers, nobody else is making like a campaign first, like story first first-person shooter. It's all 5v5 extraction shooters, or it's like
Ugh.
Call of Duty. Obviously, the meat is the multiplayer, and they've just put on the campaign. But it's like obviously
no.
I'm playing through Time Splitters recently. But you've got remember? Do you remember how Steven Spielberg was involved in a Medal of Honor video game? Like we had times where like what happened? Like Medal of Honor is another example of like a franchise that it was like a debate. Like, what do you prefer, Medal of Honor or Call of Duty? And now it's like
they were both World War II, weren't they? The early games, they were all World War II stuff, weren't they?
Like Medal of Honor's been completely. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing Medal of Honor and Underground, the PS1 Medal of Honor games, but that's just a franchise just been completely buried, and it's just like in general, like surely it's not that hard to make 8 to 10 hour, campaign, which requires you to be, which you can make cinematic and sell it just online. Like I feel like a proper gritty World War II game or anything like that. I actually do think there would be a market for it if they released it and if it looked good.
There hasn't been a lot of like the big titles have shied away from World War II, haven't they? It's all now future warfare because you need to have wall running mechanics and you need to be able to have pink guns and you have to be able to buy random crap to wear. But yeah, a proper World War II AAA shooter, I'd certainly welcome that. Talking of World War II stuff though, and just to give a little plug, the Aces of Thunder game that comes out tomorrow, that is like World War II fighter planes in VR. I'm stupidly excited for it. I've been looking forward to it for about 2.5 years since they first announced it. So I'm going to get my World War II fix this week. So keep an eye out for a video on that one. Can I give a couple of suggestions real quick before I forget about them? I'm going for it. I've got to acknowledge Rainbow Six definitely needs remakes. Command and Conquer. I mean, Command and Conquer, incredible at the time, of course. Top-down, real-time strategy, etc. It is pretty much superseded now by stuff like Total War, isn't it? But still, thoroughly good. You know what? Listening to this background music that's really quiet, where is Outrun 3? Where are any Sega racing games, for that matter? Crazy Taxi, give us a new Daytona, give us an arcade collection, give us a perfect port like they did with Virtua Racing on the Switch, which was incredible. Where's Daytona? Where's Sega Rally getting the same treatment?
To be honest, John, you could probably name genuinely about 20 racing franchises that are dead. I mean, you've got Midnight Club, Gotham Racing, you've got
Wipeout.
You've obviously got Wipeout, Burnout. You've got,
don't
like
hurt
Demolition Derby.
You reminded me that there's been no Burnout for
Ridge
10
Racer.
years. Yeah, Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer. When was the last Ridge Racer?
The last Ridge
so
Racer.
Many franchises.
The last Ridge Racer. We had Ridge Racer 7 on PS3, which would have been what, like 2008, 2000. Yeah, about 2008. Then we had a couple of PSP ones. We had Ridge Racer Unbounded, didn't we? 360 and PS3, and that was awful. Where it tried to be a bit Need for Speed ish. But yeah, that was bad.
Like name a legacy franchise. Name a legacy franchise other than Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, and Forza that's still relevant in terms of racing games. Like that still
there isn't because
can you even think of one? Because I don't think there is.
Arcade racing has basically been killed by Trackmania, and everything else is iRacing, Assetto Corsa, and Gran Turismo. You either go super real sim racing, or you do full on arcade. And the customizability, if that's a word, of Trackmania has just completely taken up the entire market of that. Rally games are still going for sure. I believe
if they released another Burnout, like more in the vein of like a Burnout 3, or even if they did like a Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 style remake that packaged 3 and Revenge in like one.
Oh my god, that would be incredible!
I genuinely think it would be a smash hit. They could do so much money.
They could do 3 Revenge and Dominator as a triple pack. That would be amazing. And they wouldn't have to change anything. Just make it 4K. And EA could literally, run it through an AI thing. I don't care. Just make it happen. I'd buy it. I'd be well up for that.
It's like they remastered they remastered Burnout Paradise, but Burnout Revenge was released on a HD console anyway because it was re-released on the 360.
Yeah, it was.
So it's not like they couldn't. It's not like they couldn't like release like a remaster, which is just essentially a port. You know, the same with, with all the PS2 games being emulated on the PlayStation 5. There's no reason why they can't do like Burnout 3. I think it's. I genuinely think out of all the racing franchises that are dead right now, I think Burnout would be a huge hit. I genuinely think there's a market for it nowadays.
Need for Speed's had a bit of a dip in recent years as well. I mean, it's still going, isn't it? It still gets a game every couple of years, but yeah, Burnout would be the one. It would literally print money. Why do they not do this? They all complain that the industry's in trouble, and here we are coming up with we've had like 30 or 40 ideas already. We've only been going live for 25 minutes. They should just give the industry to us to basically run, Mike. We'd be alright with it. Bioshock, Cheney said earlier on. That's pretty cool. I would like to see, in terms of a genre that I would like to see resurrected, which has been gone for far too long, on-rails shooters, Time Crisis, Virtua Cop. And they basically died the same time that we all moved from CRTs to flat screens, because the old technology of the guns stopped working. Now, there are solutions, and there's been all sorts of companies that have made awesome solutions to enable. They've got new guns and stuff that will work perfectly now. Where are these on-rails shooters, and why can't I have them in VR? The best we got was that roller coaster one on the PS4 VR, which was the Until Dawn roller coaster one. That was really good. So, yeah, that's what we want. I
think that's one of those genre. I think on-rail shooters is a weird one, though, because it's like, I think nowadays to release an on-rail shooter, either needs to be one of two things. Mm-hmm. It either needs to be cheapest chips, like I'm talking like a tenner, or it needs to be like have just a ridiculous amount of content, because
they're short games, like, I suppose. Here,
I'm not paying 60 quid for an on-rail shooter. There is no way in a million years, unless you like I don't know how, maybe like an upgrade system potentially. Like if you get a certain amount of points, you're able to like upgrade your weapons or something to that degree. Maybe
you'd probably still have that arcade style where the replayability would come from difficulty levels.
Paths, oh, do you want to go down this? Like it's like a tree. Yeah. Like, oh, do you want to go down? Time Crisis
did a bit of that,
this level? Or do you want to do that level? Kind of add a bit of replayability, or do you grab the shotgun, or do you grab the grenade launcher, and then like you? I mean, you could
make any a massively layered game in that sort of genre for sure. Flub would like to see the return of PGR, Project Gotham Racing, of course. I mean, its spiritual sequel, it kind of morphed into Forza, didn't it? But now that Forza's basically dead and buried, we could absolutely have a PGR come back, I think. Although again, it's going to be one of those that's going to struggle as to whether it wants to be arcade or a full-on sim, I guess. Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. That's
Midnight
what it
Club
was called.
I could see them potentially maybe one day bringing back a Midnight Club, because I know 3 specifically Dub Edition is like the one that everyone goes to. Yeah. One of the first games I got on my PS3 actually was Midnight Club Los Angeles.
Well, which
I played quite a lot.
Midnight Club was a cracking game. It was one of like the, I want to say 3 games that Rockstar used as kind of test beds for the mechanics for GTA 5. So you had Midnight Club for the driving mechanics, you had Max Payne for the shooting mechanics, and then you had L.A. Noire for all the motion capture and acting side of things. And then that all brought together towards GTA 5. I loved going through those years and seeing that develop. Sorry, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent now. Child of Eden, that's a good shooter. That would have been brilliant with VR as well. Yeah, definitely. I've already said Prince of Persia. I've said Sega Crazy Taxi as well. Outrun 3 I've mentioned. And Bioshock. There we go. Yeah, they're my ones. They are my main ones that I want. Have you still got anything left yourself, Mike? What do you want? What do you want to see?
I mean, Ninja Gaiden comes to mind, like 2D or 3D.
Well, we got Ninja Gaiden 4, didn't we? Like literally a couple of months ago.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
But it's
maybe another 2D one.
It didn't quite deliver in the same way, though. I don't think.
Well, because as people may have noticed from how I've been talking, my brain is very PS1 coded right now.
You're on your mission.
I think of so many like especially RPG franchises that have done nothing. Like, if you think about something like a Wild Arms, I think the last one of them was on the PS2. It's not an RPG, but whilst it's on my brain, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, that stopped at number 2 on the PS2. You've got Abe Escape. They haven't brought back Abe Escape in a long time.
Oh yeah.
You've got like Skies of Arcadia. If you're talking about RPGs, it's outside of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest and Persona. RPGs for the most part are kind of like dead, or at least they're not, because you've got Expedition 33. But in terms of like the legacy franchises, they're kind of dead. Like one of the greatest games of all time, and probably my favorite Super Nintendo game, is Chrono Trigger. Now the fact that you've got the creators of Dragon Quest and the creators of Final Fantasy to work together and make like such a masterpiece of a game, and for them to do, like, there was Chrono Cross, which was a weird game that went in a completely random direction.
Yeah.
But they've done nothing else with that franchise since, and I feel
mad,
like Chrono Trigger's put on such a pedestal that I honestly think it's like why haven't you made any attempt?
Well, I mean,
to bring it back. I mean,
even Final Fantasy VII took 20. Well, when did they first reveal the remake of Final Fantasy VII? That would have been E3 2015, I'm going to say, and then it came out in 2020. So it was 18 years after it came out. So the fact that it took that long for Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy VII only came out, wow, ridiculously long, what, 2 years? 2 years after Chrono Trigger?
Where's like Final Fantasy Tactics, for example? I mean, they did like a remaster fairly recently, actually.
Yeah.
Of the original PS1 Tactics, but why haven't they released another Final Fantasy tactical RPG, or just anything to, like, if they have to make it a spin-off and not a numbered title, I think most people would jump at a turn-based Final Fantasy game.
Oh, for sure.
Even if it's,
I mean, look
even
at
if,
how,
like, say, it's not a numbered title.
Look at how popular the Pixel Remaster series was. Because I did Final Fantasy VI on that. Finally finished that game. But they could absolutely just apply that to Chrono Trigger, and I would imagine that it would be a reasonably simple process for them to do.
Well, they've got their
amazing.
Their 2D HD thing that they've got with, like, Octopath Traveler. They've recently done Dragon Quest 1 through 3, and they're also remaking Dragon Quest 7, the reimagined or whatever, that's also coming out. So, like, they're on a bit of a Dragon Quest stint at the moment for some reason. But there's like so many RPGs from that era. Like, obviously you've had, like, they've just released the collection for Suikoden. Konami are like the poster child of, like, what are you doing? Because they've re-released Suikoden. They've re-released the Metal Gear. You got the Metal Gear Solid collection.
Yep.
You've got all the Castlevania and Contra collections.
Yep.
You've got the one where you play as a possum. It's like Night Rocket Sparkster or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, I know, sort of know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got all these like old. I mean, I suppose outside of Silent Hill, you've got all these old franchises that they're releasing these collections for, which is you have to commend them for that, because the fact that they're letting these games survive by being put to modern consoles is definitely a great thing. But, like, you've seen the numbers, you've seen what's selling well and what isn't. Why haven't you made more sequels to these games? Why haven't we had another Suikoden? Why haven't we had another why haven't we? I mean, I'm sure eventually we'll get like another Metal Gear or something. I suppose you had the remake of 3.
I mean, someone else has got to pay for it. I don't think Konami can afford to do another Metal Gear. Can you?
I don't think they make any of their games in house anymore. I think literally everything they do is outsourced. I think they just
it's all pachinko, isn't it? They make all their money out of pachinko machines these days.
Yeah. Konami's I mean, well, I would have said a Mega Man game if they didn't announce one that was rubbish, but I'm a fan of the X. I prefer the X series. I don't know if you ever played any of the Mega Man X games.
I've played a bit of them. Can I make a confession here? Which as an old man gamer, I've never finished a Mega Man game. Not ever. Not a single one. Okay. I've played quite a few of them, but I've never finished one. Just to give a slight spoiler for OLL 26, someone at OLL 26 is going to be doing a speedrun showcase on Mega Man games at some point during the event. Anyway, move on. Who else have we got?
I'd love to see Mega Man X make a comeback, because that, like I said, I prefer it to the classic series, and I think it would. I mean, they made like 8 Mega Man X games, and I only like the first 4, but yeah, they could maybe do some sort of reinvention. But yeah, I mean, Mega Man's not going to get better anytime soon with the new one, because it looks rubbish.
It can't change it. If just from what it is, it's just an old style kind of a thing. Unless they did a proper, real high budget kind of a thing, then I'd be interested. A Child of Eden sequel would be nice. Yeah, another game from that developer as well. Hell yeah, just another Rez. Other people saying Time Crisis, Extreme G. Yeah, I mean any anti-gravity racing. F-Zero, of course. I can't not mention that. Emily would have me. So yeah, 100% F-Zero, just as much as Wipeout, without a doubt. WV would like to know if anybody is going to be getting the new Dragon Quest VII. Breath of Fire, says Rory. Yes. Sunset Riders, Lethal Enforcers, International Superstar Soccer Deluxe. Oh my god, that's Konami's best game ever. Proper old school 2D football game. ISS Soccer. I didn't expect myself to be talking about football games tonight. That absolutely trounced FIFA. We should have a studio.
They should bring back FIFA. They should bring back FIFA Street at some point.
FIFA
Street. FIFA Street.
There is no FIFA. You know what? Give me an NBA Jam. Give me an NBA Jam. I think we did get, actually, the most recent NBA Jam. Someone can correct me if I've got this wrong. They did NBA Jam on the Xbox 360, and I think it was near as damn it an arcade port of NBA Jam Tournament Edition. And I think that was then re-released on PS4, or there was a different game released on the PS4 that wasn't as well received. But yeah, NBA Jam, I loved that game. Incredible.
What about SSX? I feel like there's a vacuum for extreme sports games.
Just extreme sports games in general. And hopefully, I thought these remakes of Tony Hawk's, we were going to see loads of them come back.
I hope so. But I think we're due a new Tony Hawk, like a new Tony Hawk game, but it's not, a remake. I think I definitely want to see. You've done. I think the Crash Bandicoot approach to how they did it was, I think, the way all these companies should do their legacy sequels. Like, if you want to make your remake, find a footing,
prove the concept, and then get a new one.
Prove it works, and then you go to your shareholders or whatever and go, this sells well, it does well. Can we make a new one? Like, I'm hoping that's what they do with Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Yeah. But I kind of hope that they. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if. I know Blooper Team, who made the Silent Hill 2 remake, apparently making a Silent Hill 1 remake now. Even though they should have done it the other way around. But
bit weird, isn't it?
I don't know. It just seems like a proof of concept, like the work. So, but they make these remakes and they don't even consider to make a new entry in the franchise. So it's just kind of frustrating, really, as someone who would love to see more of these franchises.
I think it is really just first-person rail shooters. That's what I really want. That and arcade racers. That's my main thing, I think. I can live without remakes of old RPGs. That's fine. It's all about the racing games and the shooters for me. The games that I remember as a kid growing up that I don't really see much more. And the World War II stuff as well. I think World War II has been definitely ignored for too long by the big names. Just thinking about extreme sports stuff. I know Tony Hawk's, we've obviously just had 3 and 4. Chances are we'll probably get Underground 1 and 2 as the next Tony Hawk's, probably.
Maybe. I don't know what the legal, because I know the other games use the skater's likeness.
Yeah, it's that and the music, isn't it? That's
Underground. They're like, but with Underground has a story, and it's like it's baked into the story, like the skaters showing up, like it's part of the narrative. So I don't know if necessarily that narrative would. I mean, I personally think it works, but I'm just, if I think like an executive at a corporate company who doesn't have a soul, I think, the kids these days won't want to have something that's so deeply rooted in the 2000s in terms of what the story is. I can't imagine they'll if they do remake Underground, I feel like the story will either won't be there, and it'll just be like it'll just have a 2-minute timer and just be.
They'll
the
do
levels,
what they did with 4, won't they? Where they just condense it down a little bit and make some new areas.
I think it's going to be a disappointment if they do remake it. So,
if you do want a good snowboarding game, though, probably our best hope for a good snowboarding game is going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, which is, of course, theoretically going to open with an incredible snowboarding section. I think that's all we've got to hope for. I think that's it. WV says, do you remember the on-rails driving game on the Mega CD? Yes, WV, I do, and it was called Road Avenger. And it was literally like a QTE driving game with a very small portion of the screen because it couldn't animate. It didn't have enough power to do a full screen thing. But it was basically just an animated FMV, and you actually had to press left or right, and it would play a different bit of FMV. Quite a unique concept. I don't know if the QTE driving game is really what the world wants at the moment, but still. I'd certainly give it a go. I'd like to have some compilations of things like that, like compilations of Mega CD, compilations of stuff that's hard to find that people may have missed back in the day. Things like 3DO, a compilation of 3DO games, that would be amazing. That kind of stuff. There's so much stuff that they need to bring out. SSX, yes, as you say, Janie, without a doubt, we want to have that back too. Yeah, but are there any specific game mechanics that you want to come back, or do we have everything we need? Is there anything you've got that you put that down for in your list there, Mike?
It's all here. It's all here in my head. I want to see more dumb stuff in games. Like,
yeah.
I feel like games used to have a lot more. Games used to have a lot more fun. Now, what I mean by dumb stuff is how you'd play a game and you just unlock a bunch of dumb stuff, like, oh, all the characters are now chickens, or they've got big heads, or like they've, just
everyone's
stuff
on fire.
Doesn't serve any purpose. Because I play in Time Splitters, right?
Cheat
and one
modes,
of the challenges, I'm not even joking. You're a cat that's not animated at all on a set of wheels, and you've got to race as that cat, and the cat makes car noises. Now, it controls terribly. It doesn't, like I say, it has no physics, like no. I felt like I was playing Goat Simulator or something.
Yeah.
But like, it's just stupid stuff like that. Like, you got challenges like you're trying to, you're getting attacked by monkeys whilst you're trying to take down like a bunch of ducks and calamaris with shotguns. And it's just like really dumb stuff that's like, I think, missing from games. It's like games I've got to that point now, especially with like award ceremonies and things like that, of like, we need to be serious and grounded, and we need to be like, we need to, not Oscar bait, but like kind of, we need to have that kind of level of seriousness.
Yeah.
I kind of miss when games were just allowed to be stupid.
I mean, you still get stupid games, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be, I suppose, is it? It is all physics. Yeah, Kiz, right. That's right.
Fun unlockable stuff that kind of just that doesn't take away from the main experience, but just once you've done the main experience, just kind of a little fun thing to just mess around. I think that's definitely
rather
something
than just endlessly replay for your trophies and achievements. Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I think I'm pretty much spent personally. I think I've exercised my demons in terms of what I would like. Oh, WV would like a Ghostbusters game. I mean, we've still got Ghostbusters games in recent years, haven't we? What was the last one?
Wasn't it a remaster of a previous Ghostbusters game?
Yeah, you had the game on the 360, didn't you? They re-released that one, didn't they? It's Ghostbusters in general. I'm glad that it has started coming back again, and it's started to get a little bit better. I do appreciate that. Okay, last chance for any suggestions before we move on to our other topics, Mike. Anything else you want to see?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I think of a few things. I definitely think that, as far as multiplayer games are concerned, again, I feel like there's a lack of fun multiplayer modes. Like, I just think of I think you'll never get like my favorite multiplayer game when I played it when it came out was like Halo Reach, just because you had stuff like Flood, or you had Griffball, which is just grabbing a ball and putting it into a net whilst everyone tries to hit you with gravity hammers, like just really really silly stuff. I feel like again it's about that prestige and trying to make things more serious. I think there's a certain I also miss part of me kind of misses how stripped back some of the older games were in terms of like, I think I would love to see a game that comes out. I mean, indie games are great for this, but in terms of mainstream games, that does one thing really well, and that is the selling point. That's what it does well. Like something like Portal, for example. Portal, really easy to understand.
Where's Portal 3?
It does one thing. It does Portal. It does one thing. It does it incredibly well. There's no open world where you got to climb a tower. There's no skill trees. There's no crafting. There's no like. Don't get me wrong. Like I do enjoy that sort of stuff, but I kind of miss when games were allowed to be like, okay, we're 8 to 10 hours long. We're streamlined. We're focusing on one thing. We're here to do one thing. Take it or leave it. You either like it or you don't, and we're just committed to the cause. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Right, let's get on to our next thing. So before we talk about OLL 26, shall we go through our poll of the week? Where in our Discord, and across our YouTube channels as well, we asked you, what is your preferred way to experience old games on modern hardware? Would you prefer ports, remasters, or remakes? And Mike, do you have some results for us at all?
Yes, so it was on the Discord it was very 50-50, but on YouTube it was pretty unanimous. Basically, we all like to complain there are too many remakes in the industry, and we say every game too many remakes.
But here we are saying, I'd love it if they remade this and brought this genre back and this game back.
But then when I asked what would you rather have, whether it was just a standard port, a remaster, or a remake, everyone said, I want a remake. I want a remake of that game. Give me a remake. So it's like, you can't have both. You can't complain about being too many remakes and then also say, I want a remake of it. I'd rather have a remake. Because, like, if you're like, I mean, the ideal scenario would be Beth, but like, if you said to me, like, I don't know, 10, like 5, or probably longer than that now, 10 years ago, would you rather have, if I had to choose, would you rather have the Resident Evil games re-released on the PS4 or 5 or whatever, or the remake? I'd probably rather be able to play the originals, because I think emulation is a thing, but one, it's legally dubious, and two, it's a pain. So like, I like the fact that I'm very anti erasure, so I would rather take these games being preserved over these games being replaced by a remake. Like the Yakuza 3 remake is coming out this month, and they've decided to delist the original because they think that'll make them more money, and that is just such a bad thing. Like, who are you to tell me that this version is valid and this version isn't? Like, we can live in harmony where we can have both. We can have the remake and we can have the original. Like, I can play the original Resident Evil 1 through 4, and I can also play the remakes of 1 through 4. That's not a problem. And I think I don't like the precedent that when a remake comes out, it like replaces the original, and there's no like point in playing the original. Like, if like I feel so bad for anyone who played Final Fantasy VII Remake and didn't play the original, because you are going to be so confused. That game is not for someone who hasn't played a Final Fantasy VII before. No, that is it's not completely off the rails. So, but yeah, we all complain about remakes, but apparently that's our preferred way of. I
think Kisra's got the answer. People moaning about too many remakes are just salty that the games they want aren't being remade. I would say so. So, is there a new poll active now, Mike, or is that going up tomorrow? Because I haven't seen it. I haven't looked.
That'll go up tomorrow when I've decided what it is. I don't think that far ahead.
We shall look forward to that then. So for the last 10 minutes then, I suppose we should talk a little bit about our upcoming video games event, OLL 26. I'm sure just about everyone who's watching this knows by now, but yes, we are once again returning to host our big video games event. It's going to be taking place on Saturday the 11th of April at Epic Studios in our home city of Norwich. We put out a video this week on our socials, and I don't want to humble brag, but it's basically been the most watched video that OLL has ever had anywhere, except for the trailer for OLL 23, because that was paid marketing and that's something different. But in terms of its organic reach, it has been seen by more people than anyone. And of course, I'm talking about Dominic Diamond, who has announced to the world that he will be returning to host a 90s television inspired gaming set of challenges, get my words mixed up, at OLL 26. And it's going to be his first event back in many years. I've got the video here. Shall we just play it real quick? I mean, I appreciate that, Mike, you won't be able to hear it probably on the share screen, but you'll be able to watch it. And I haven't actually tested the volume yet either, but let's have a quick look, because it's only like 45 seconds long, and we'll kind of like hide to the side as it comes up. Let's see what he wants to tell us, and then I'll tell you exactly what he's on about.
Whatever happened to Dominic Diamond? That's what they say, don't they? They? Well, having strawed television like a behemoth in the 90s, I retired to this remote outpost on the Canadian border, where I spend my days vigorously defending the country from rampaging right-wing Americans. But not on April the 11th. On April the 11th, I'll be in Norwich for OLL Game Show 2026. A fantastic day of retro-flavoured tomfoolery, lots of stands and stalls and game-playing stuff, and in the evening, a very special show dedicated to 7 seasons of Games Master challenges and chuckle-flavoured chat from yours truly. If you want to get a ticket, go to epic-tv.com. But remember, this is the first game show I've ever come back to the UK for, and it's the only appearance I'll be making in the UK this year, because this country of Canada will not defend themselves. OLL Game Show 2026. Be there. Or don't. I'll still be there anyway.
Well, good. So, yeah, this is the first of what will probably be a few videos from Dominic explaining the build-up and exactly what he's going to be doing as part of the event. First of all, just want to say, how grateful we are that he has agreed to come to our event. We, of course, had Dominic. He recorded some voiceovers and did some videos for us for previous events for gaming challenges that we've done. And just following on from that, a few conversations and emails and whatnot. We're now at the point where Dominic is going to be flying over from his home in Canada to come and host the evening game show challenges at OLL 26. So, just to tell you exactly, well, not exactly, but to give you some hints on how this is going to work. Now, chances are, if you've watched Games Master in the 90s, you'll have a pretty good idea of what that's like and how the gaming challenges operate within that programme. And gaming challenges and tournaments and head-to-heads, they're not particularly anything new. Everyone does that. We do those ourselves at our own events. But what we are going to be doing is we're going to be having a set of 8 challenges throughout the day. So Dominic's show in the evening is going to require 8 participants, or 8 sets of participants for 8 different games. And each game is going to be inspired by a specific challenge that was on Games Master. However, it's not just going to be random YouTubers and people that we've paid to come and turn up who are looking to promote themselves and all of that. The people that are going to be participating in these challenges is going to be you. All of the people that come to OLL 26. So during the daytime, before the evening show, there are going to be, obviously, loads of games to play, rows and tables of consoles and setups and everything for everybody to enjoy throughout the day, all included within your ticket price, of course. And within that, there are going to be 8 special challenges dotted around the venue. And you'll find them at the various exhibitors, Nintendo Norwich, ourselves, Norwich Amiga Group, Norwich Retro Gamers, etc. And you will be invited to take part in these challenges throughout the course of the day, between 10 AM and 5 PM. The top performing people in those challenges, on each of these 8 challenges, will then have the option of taking part in the on-stage grand finals as part of Dominic's show. Now, if you want to enter it, but then you fancy not going on the stage to compete, then that's fine. We'll just go with whoever is the second top scorer, and we'll work through the list like that. But essentially, you'll have the opportunity to compete, to be on stage and be part of Dominic Diamond's show, which I think is quite fantastic. There will be, obviously, commentators will be helping out with that. Dominic will be commentating as well as hosting for the evening as well, alongside Level Up Leroy, who will be comparing throughout the day. So, I can't tell you at this time what games are going to be featured. But if you have watched Games Master, you'll get a rough idea. But basically, the games that Dominic has suggested to us, I think it is a cracking mix. Of course, it's all going to be retro stuff. We're talking anything from sort of 8-bit to 64-bit. We're kind of in that kind of date range. But I can't tell you what games they are because I know that you'll all go and practice. So you'll find that out on the day. But if you have any suggestions, or if there's anything that you might think that you would like to see, please do let us know across all of the socials and or in the chat right now. So yeah, very much looking forward to doing that with Dominic when April the 11th comes round. And that is actually now only 2 months and 1 week away, which is not scary, but quite exciting. I've today finalised, or provisionally finalised, if that's the way to say it, the schedule for the day in terms of the stage shows for everybody else that we've got. And in next week's OLL show, I'll be revealing the full and complete stage show lineup for the event. I feel like I've gone on a little bit long on that now. If you haven't got your ticket yet, you can do so on the link that I have just put in the chat here. Whether you are watching live or whether you're watching on demand, you should be able to find that, or just click on our socials, it will come up somewhere. You can get your tickets in one of 2 ways. You can buy your tickets on this direct link here through our ticketing service. You can also buy them on Epic Studios' own ticketing website as well. But it's the same price, it's the same thing wherever you get it from. And tickets are £15 for the day, and the evening tickets you can also get separately if you wanted that. And then there's an all-day ticket for daytime and evening if you'd like to go for that. And that is my TED Talk for today. If you would like to find out more though, you can look at the full description for all the event on there. I've also, let me just grab the Discord link and I'll pop that in the chat as well for anyone who would like to come and just keep on top of all of our news and be able to message us directly at any time. Kisra's not going to suggest Tetris because there's no way that's not already on the list. VIPs have all gone now, unfortunately, Kisra, but I know that you've got one, so you're all good. You're all good. There will be merch bags and all that kind of stuff all available as well, but we'll get into those details in the near future. But yes, just wanted to say a big thank you to Dominic for all of his support with this so far. He's got some really exciting stuff lined up for us. I can't wait to tell even more of it, but I think we'll wait for him to come and tell us, because that will be more entertaining than me just doing it on the show. But I'm really happy with what we've got planned for the event for Dominic to do. He will be there during the daytime as well for people to meet up with him and say hello and stuff as well. So yeah, it's going to be a very good day, and I don't really need to really sort of ask you to buy your tickets because they're going fine as well. So excellent stuff. And I finished a minute early, 8:28. There we go. Thank you all for your attention. Hopefully we will be able to see you all very soon. What have we got coming up this week? We have got 2 big things, really. We've got a live stream on Wednesday night where I am continuing my playthrough of Final Fantasy VII with the New Threat 2.0 mod, which adjusts and rebalances the game, along with a whole bunch of graphical and quality of life mods, which is incredible. If you haven't seen how good the original FF7 can look now, tune in to the stream on Wednesday. We're also putting up on-demand edits for the videos as well. They do take a little bit. They do take a little bit of time to put together, but all the live streams are available on demand. Come and join me on Wednesday at 7:30 as we continue our playthrough for that. And then on Friday this week, so that's Friday the 6th of February, we have got our monthly in-person OLL community meetup. That's going to be taking place at Albion Games Cafe, 21 St Benedict Street in Norwich. NR24PF, I remember the postcode because I literally used to run the place. But we'll all be there 6 PM to 9 PM, where we'll be simply chilling out, talking about games, playing some games, and recording some questions and or short interview questions for our short social media content. I know that Mike and Jack have got loads of things that they want to get done at this event here, and it would be fantastic to get as many people as possible and get you guys involved in our little videos that we do, because we're starting to get a really regular audience with that kind of stuff now, so much appreciated. It would be great to see you. It would be great to go and support GP and the cafe. Of course, they are kind of like OLL's spiritual home there, so very much looking forward to meeting up with everybody there. It's free to attend. Obviously, just buy a bit of drink while you're there, support the business, and yeah, be great to see everybody when they get there. Super. It does, of course, mean that there won't be the Final Fantasy stream on the Friday this week, but of course, we'll be doing that on the Wednesday. Stick around in the Discord for new polls and new content and chats and getting in touch with the community, all that kind of stuff. I think I've done enough plugs now, Mike. I think I'm done. Anything from you, mate?
Well, there's a one plug that you did miss this week, which is we, the whole gang, fingers crossed, on Wednesday,
Yes!
for those who are in the know, will be the season 2 finale of Fallout will be coming out on Wednesday.
Yes, yes.
So in the evening, we will all be discussing the show in general, but mostly season 2.
Mm-hmm.
We will try and cater a little bit to people who haven't seen the show to begin with, but we will be going full no holds bars into spoilers.
We'll probably talk about season 1 for a bit.
Up.
Yeah, we'll do season 1 for a bit, and then spoiler warning, and then dive into season 2. But I've been thoroughly enjoying it so far. Awesome.
Yeah, I've definitely got a lot to say, but yeah, so look forward to that, everyone. And you're getting 2 streams on Wednesday because Jon is still doing.
It's literally going to be one after the other.
7, so,
literally one after the other.
So you're getting both. So you're very. I
probably don't even need to
lucky.
do 2 streams. What I'll probably do is I'll just put the stream on hold and make a cup of tea and just come straight back. So the Final Fantasy one might end up being a little bit longer, to be fair. So I'm going to have an early dinner, I think. But yeah, that'll be good. Excellent. So loads to look forward to. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined the stream. We've had some good numbers of viewers actually today. Who'd have thought Dominic Diamond doing some messages on our socials to help promote things, and me actually putting up Facebook videos and Instagram posts have actually started to actually have an effect. Who'd have thought it? Shout out as well for TikTok. As much as I hate TikTok, it turns out that TikTok's actually quite good because you can get quite a lot of views on there, and that's been really good for us this week. So please do follow us on TikTok. Kisra, have we got a time in mind for Fallout, Mike? What did we say? We didn't actually set a time, did we?
We need to double check with Jack, because me and Jack are the ones with very young children, so it's more so about that. But yeah, we'll keep you posted. As soon as we know something, we will.
It will be no earlier than 6:30. It definitely won't start before 6:30. What we'll probably do will be 6:30 to 7-ish. So it might be like a 7 till 8 perhaps for Fallout, and then I'll stream Final Fantasy from 8, something like that. But we'll pop it in the Discord. Sencho, you're absolutely right. TikTok does get traction.
We've got streams we've got all these streams, and we've got shorts coming out every day. So if everyone can just, even if you just pop the short on and give it a quick like or a comment or whatever, that would be great. It does great for us and helps the outreach. And so I've basically Jack's gone full into the Final Fantasy VII streams and the shorts.
Yes.
So I have a little bit more time to focus on the long form content and a few other bits and bobs. one project, which it's in very early stages, but I can say with 100% confidence it is the most ambitious thing that is ever been on the YouTube channel. So it's expect a very high production.
This is going to be one of those videos that kills you to make, isn't it? It's
gonna kill me to make, but I also would be shocked if it didn't do really well.
I'm quite excited for it, because just knowing how long it's going to take to set it up for you to do everything you need to do before you even start thinking about writing a script or anything. It all sounds quite exciting. So a lot to look forward to. Thank you for all your support, whether you've watched live or on demand, whether you're just dropping in from wherever. Cheers for your time. Hopefully we can see you in person, perhaps maybe on Friday, or if not, on April the 11th. But if you are too far away for that, then of course you can join us on our socials at any time with the links that I've popped in the chat. Thank you very much for joining me as well, Mike. We'll be back next Monday for another edition of the OLL show. We may or may not have a Jack or a Cheney with us. I'm sure we'll have at least one of them, and we'll be ready to go all over again. Cheers, Mike. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you very much for coming, everyone. See you next Monday.
Yeah, see you later, and we'll see you Wednesday/Friday. Cheers, everyone. Goodbye. Good night. Bye.